What's up, everybody? So, you're probably wondering why I'm starting in this screen today. Actually, I need to change this thing because maybe the odds is no longer a thing. But anyway, you're probably wondering why I'm starting in this screen today, and the reason for that is because I've been telling you guys that this podcast is going to be a special one, and I've been telling you guys to be here for when it is because of one particular reason, and that reason is being.
Hi!
The guest is here physically.
That's me.
In my presence.
Hi, how's it going?
Hey there, my goon. That's right, everybody. For the first time in Poké Network, well, the Poké Nerds Inc. history, the guest is here.
Yup.
Wait, you two live close together? He lives in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I invite people into these podcasts, we talk for a little bit about scheduling and stuff like that. So Beefy suggested this. He said that he lived close by and he wanted to do an in-person podcast because he says he visits my area of Tennessee often, so it wouldn't be that much of a drive for him. So I just was like, you know what, screw it. And luckily, Beefy was selected for this member of that. This time slot for the podcast, so it all worked out.
Heck yeah.
So yeah. So you're all probably wondering, how is the podcast layout going to work out? So let me just give you guys this. Impromptu, makeshift, 1-2 person podcast thing. So that's how that's going to work out.
Men in Black.
Yeah, Men in Black. I mean, I'm John Wick, so that's one thing. All right, I'm gonna turn off the music, and there we go.
Perfect.
All right, actually, I need to open up one more thing, and then we can get this going. Actually, I need to get this thing going. Where the hell are those? Ah, here we are. There we go.
Perfect.
There we go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the fellow Poké Nerds of the world, welcome to the Poké Nerds Incorporated podcast, a Pokemon exclusive podcast just for us Poké Nerds to sit down, relax, and get to know other fellow Pokemon content creators in the Pokemon community. I am your host, the Top Goon Spence of the Poké Network. And today, ladies and gentlemen, as I have stated, or as it's in the title screen, my guest is actually here in person, because normally we have to do a Discord call for the podcast, but this time the guest is actually here. He is one of the co-leaders of the Team Yell stream team, so this is our final Yeller podcast of Season 1. And on top of that, like I said, just, didn't know he lived that close to me, so it's kind of mysterious how this is all happening. But hey, this is actually the first time I have had a content creator in my apartment. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my boy Aaron, aka beefytheminer.
Thank you. Oh, no applause. All right. It's fine.
What the? They're all applauding you.
Yeah!
Everyone's applauding you. Everyone's applauding for being here. Scooch in a little bit more, man. Scooch in a little bit more.
Thank you for having me. This is really cool. Very exciting. This is the first time I'm also meeting a content creator in person. So, very fun, very fun.
Yeah, so yeah, Beefy, when I actually heard that from Beefy, I was like, huh, interesting. Alice kind of put me on the spot there because not only is he visiting my humble abode, I'm also the first content creator he's met, so it's like, okay, now I have a little bit more pressure on me. But I've been a good host with him. We've been talking, I fed him some food, and we've just been hanging out for a couple of hours beforehand.
Yeah. Exciting.
Yeah, and plus Dominic's been getting up in our business, so that's also one thing. All right. So as foremost, no mic check this time because we're using one mic. But as per usual, the beginning of the podcast is to give myself and the guest an opportunity to formally introduce themselves and just explain what types of content they create and various other things that don't relate to the podcast talking points. So, Beefy, you have the floor.
Yeah, so as he said, my name is Aaron. I go by Beefy or beefytheminer or really anything. Honestly, people in my chat call me whatever and I just have to respond to it, so I do. But my main content is shiny hunting. I'm trying to work towards a shiny dex, but I also like to take my time with some longer hunts. I've tried, going into more battle stuff, but I'm really bad at battling and I don't know a lot about it. So, Nuzlockes aren't necessarily my specialty, but I try every once in a while.
He's just happy because there's more people in the house. But you're also more YouTube orientated than I am.
Yeah. I like to say that my Twitch is my secondary, mostly because I'm trying to work towards partnership on YouTube, and I think I'm not too far away, but I still got a little bit of work to do. But that's what I'm pushing for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can see that. Jeez, you are going rampant today, aren't you, buddy?
But I am the co-leader of Team Yell, which has been really, really cool to do. It's what, 2 years? I think this is 2 years of Team Yell now, and it's been really cool. Me and Supa have worked really hard to get it, and yeah, we're really excited to what it's become so far. Especially with the new members that recently came in.
Yeah, including Cybernetic Action, which is in the chat. But yeah, Cyber, in-person podcast. Yeah, but still, I actually still am grateful to this day. You all invited me for Team Yell. You guys are my first ever Pokemon stream team, so yeah. I'm very happy to be a part of it. Especially because Team Yell is based off of Dark types, and I am a Dark type. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna let you do the social stuff, and I'm gonna introduce myself. So, for those of y'all on Beefy side who don't know me, my name is Spence. This is the Poké Network. I label myself as a variety Pokemon streamer because I do all types of Pokemon content. Shiny hunting, challenge runs, Nuzlocke races, playthroughs, podcasts. I don't really expand into Pokemon Go so much, but that's just because I have some personal beef and I'm not really interested in Pokemon Go. So, but I also try to do YouTube with at least my podcast. I try to be as active on TikTok as possible, but I tend to be more active on there when cool stuff happens around here, like shiny reactions and Dark Kingdom stuff happens. So it's you know how that goes. But yeah, I have been on. I've been on Twitch for almost 3 years now. How long have you been on Twitch?
To be completely honest, probably 5 years. I know I've done YouTube for about that long, so probably about the same for Twitch.
I see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been on Twitch for about 3 years now, and that's just that's just how the story went. But you guys will get more about my personal information regarding content creation down the line. But there we go, just basic intro regarding the two of us. But now we get into more nitty gritty details because now. But yeah, this is why I said be here, everybody, because this is your only chance to ask us in-person questions because that's going to be your best opportunity to.
Oh yeah.
So Beefy, where on earth did beefytheminer come from?
So I actually made a YouTube video about this a while back because people kept asking about it. And there's an actual story to it, so I decided to just make it. But basically, there's a summer camp that I went to for years that was hosted by my church. It was a week-long summer camp, and I would go in the summer every year for, I don't know, it was basically all of elementary school, so probably kindergarten to 5th grade. And I went for all of those years, and basically every year, there, at least for my grade, there was always more girls than guys in each year, so girls would end up having more cabins than the guys. So girls would have about 4 cabins, guys would usually have 3 cabins. Mm-hmm. And I think it was my 4th grade year that changed, and for the first time there were more guys than girls at the camp. So there were actually 4 guy cabins and 3 girl cabins, and there had never been a 4th boy cabin, and so that was the first time that B4 existed. There was G123 and B1234. And so every cabin had to make up their own chants or songs or whatever themes they wanted for their cabin. And my counselor just so happened to be a songwriter and musician. And so they told us to go do our chants and stuff. And we got in and he was like, all right, we're going to write a song about this. We're the first B4 cabin. We got to make something special of this. So we sat down, and the whole premise of the song was basically beef or. like cows.
Yeah.
And mining cows for their beef meat. I'm sorry, PETA. But that's basically what the premise was. The main line was, we mine beef. We're the beef ore miners because we got there before you. And so that was basically the whole premise. I really liked the idea when I was younger, and so I started implementing it into like usernames for like Game Center and stuff on iPhone and iPods and all that. And I also played a lot of Clash of Clans at the time, and as a child, I always was like, oh, I want to get those unlimited free gems that are on YouTube all the time, trying to scam children. And so a lot of those like techniques were required you to sign out of Game Center, and I always forgot my password, so I always had to make new accounts. And so Beef or Miner adapted into a bunch of different things, Beef, Miner, whatever, and then eventually Beefy the Miner. And then I got Minecraft one year and just threw 704 on the end for no reason, because Beefy the Miner was not taken. I don't know why I threw numbers on, but we did, and it's stuck ever since.
All right, well, definitely. All right, so I keep hearing more interesting stories. Last time on the show, we had, I mean, you saw the last episode, didn't you?
Yeah.
Britt got banned because of her old username. So,
oh, yeah.
So, okay, I will say this. The past 3 episodes now, we've had very, very, very interesting channel name origin stories. Squid and his, I mean, oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
All right, well, so as most of you know, the Poké Network isn't my original name. It's my rebrand name. I was originally known as the Poké Network, and that's how you guys brought me into the team.
Yep.
So here's how this came about. So it was about 4 years ago, and I was thinking about becoming a content creator. I've already told this story. He's seen every episode of the podcast, so there's nothing I can tell him that he hasn't heard before.
I'm a big fan. Big fan.
All right. So, but anyway, so when I was thinking about being a content creator, I reached out to M&J TV to see if he would actually respond, and to my shock, he did.
Right.
So I got some advice from him. It wasn't like, multiple paragraphs of advice. It was just, just a few dead center points of advice to, get through. And I mean, I didn't actually start my channel for a while because it was broke. So I used the COVID incentive I basically invested that into the baby setup that I had. So when I was thinking about channel name, I knew I wanted Poké to be in my channel name because I wanted to do Pokemon content. You should test him, see if he knows your story as well as you do.
Oh gosh.
Beefy pop. I'll try that later on. I'll
do my best.
I'll try that later on. Okay. But anyway, so I wanted Poké to be my username, so I stuck Poké in there. And during college, I realized I was really good with networking with people because I had to do multiple group projects because I was studying business. So I did multiple group projects. I networked with people. So that's where it came. Network came. So Poké Network was the initial plan. But Poké Network was taken, so I was like, what do I should do? I mean, I didn't really think of the at the very beginning for some reason. So I wanted to stand out as more. So I put S in front of there, so it kind of made me stand out. Think I'll stand out a little bit more. Poké Network, maybe that'll make me stand out a little bit more. But the problem was Twitch doesn't allow you to use hyphens in your username, and I don't like using underscores. So you can imagine how many people mispronounced my name over the past 2.5 years I had that name. Spoke Network, Spoke Network, Spoke Network, Spokey. You name it, I've been called it. I was
Spooky.
I was his Beefy's friend in high school. I'd nail it. What?
Oh yeah, I knew him in high school.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
I actually have a recent chatter who's actually I knew from high school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's a really cool girl. But anyway, so I finally bucked up and I rebranded to the Poké Network, and it's been a marvelous change. Spoka. That's true story. That's what she called me when she first met me.
I understand spoke or spokey or something. I don't know how you get spoka.
That's just Bella's charm.
Oh,
That's just Bella's charm.
I thought that was an accidental mispronunciation.
All right. Also, Bella, Beefy's been also giving Dom cuddles, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're jealous.
Hello.
All right, but anyway. But yeah, it's been a massive change. I mean, it's been well, not massive change, but massive improvement in terms of overall content quality and no more name mispronunciation. Yeah. I mean, I literally had to update my sign back there because I made that, and I like the old sign's still on the back, but I had to revamp it with that. All right, so Beefy. Is your favorite Pokemon what I think it is, or is it something else?
Okay, yeah, I'd love to hear what you think it is, because everyone's wrong.
It's not Miltank.
It's not Miltank.
Thank God.
I love Miltank, don't get me wrong, and it's funny because nobody likes Miltank, which is the main reason why I like Miltank.
Especially MJTV, who I...
But, the reason it's my mascot and stuff is Beef.
Yeah.
It has to do with Beefy, and I was like, Miltank's a cow, that makes sense, so...
I mean, you could have chose Bouffalant, but that's a bull.
Nah. I gotta go with Miltank. But my actual favorite Pokemon is Farfetch'd. I've loved it ever since I've gotten into Pokemon, and ever since I saw it, I was like, that is an amazing Pokemon. Like, if there were ever, like, real Pokemon, I'd want this big old duck carrying a leek. That's what I want. All right. And not a Alolan. Kanto. Oh, Galarian, I mean, not Alolan.
Crabnalysis, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Goon Squad. Reminder, everybody, alerts are turned off for the podcast. So if you follow or if you raid, I apologize if I don't reach your comment. All right, but continue.
So it's Farfetch'd. There's a plush that Pokemon Center sells. It's literally just a large leek. It's huge. I have it. It's great. It's in my streams. Like, it'll be in the background whenever I stream. But...
Yeah, I believe I've seen that leak before.
It's like the size of like a neck pillow, so you could literally just like, if you wanted to go on a plane, just throw on your leek. Yeah, it's great.
All right, so that's a new interesting one because I've never heard anybody say that's their favorite.
I love Farfetch'd.
So you prefer the OG one over the Galarian one?
Galarian's fine. I wish that they had just given Kanto Farfetch'd an evolution instead of making it like a regional evolution. It's fine. I like Surfetch'd, but I prefer Kanto Farfetch'd. I'm a huge fan of weird Pokemon, like Miltank. I don't know why, but like whenever something's weird, it's funny to me, and that's just my go-to.
I can't see with my glasses. Really. Even you can see. It's not that bad with sunglasses.
No, it's actually. I thought the same thing before I got here. I was like, how does he even see?
Yeah,
with sunglasses.
Yeah, but the LEDs and the ring light definitely compensate.
Yeah.
But anyway, everyone knows what my favorite Pokemon is by now. It's Demon Obstagoon. But yeah, the reason why this bad boy is my favorite is for a various number of reasons. The first one being looks alone. This thing is fucking amazing looking. Big old honey badger that looks like so menacing, and when you freaking roars at you, it's so cool. There's so much cool stuff about Obstagoon that I love that I can't put so much into words, but I have to do it anyway. But the other reason is that when I saw this thing initially, I knew it was going to be on my first ever sword team, so...
I mean, same.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be on my first ever sword team, but I didn't know how powerful this thing could really be. But yeah... Amazing. This thing is freaking a monster. You give this a gut set with a flame orb. This thing is going to wreck everything and everyone.
It's my first shiny hunt in Sword and Shield.
Yeah. It wasn't my first shiny hunt in Sword and Shield, but it was the first one that I ran around my apartment for.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Well, actually, this was off screen.
I saw another one where you ran around, I think. I don't know.
There was one Zigzagoon that I actually have about 10 shiny Obstagoons, and one of them has the Recluse mark.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, that was the very last one that I found before that anyway. But yeah, and also when I wanted to start Twitch streaming, I knew I needed some sort of Pokemon mascot as the centerfold, but Patters was already using Darkrai, well, partially using Darkrai, which was my favorite at the time, so I jumped to Obstagoon. And once it became the mascot, that's when it overtook Darkrai as my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got the plush and everything. I got its cards. Actually, underneath the beans here, I actually got a shiny Obstagoon card.
Oh, I've been wanting to see this.
Here you go.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I love that thing.
Yeah, I got this for, I got that Christmas gift from my coworker.
Yeah, no, I did a shiny badge quest for my first playthrough in Sword and Shield, and
First playthrough.
yeah, and that was the first shiny I got. It was like 8,000 something encounters. I don't know, it took forever.
You man, you are a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, I do that.
Well, speaking of the shiny Pokemon, which one is your favorite?
My favorite shiny Pokemon is shiny Alolan Decidueye. Not Hisuian Decidueye, Alolan Decidueye. I hate that I have to say that.
Oh wait, yeah, I mixed the two up for just like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
I was like,
I know.
Oh yeah. Do you know my Rowlet story?
Your Rowlet story?
I'll tell you in a minute, but continue.
Yeah, no, I love shiny Hisuian, not Hisuian, shiny Alolan Decidueye, and I hate having to say Alolan Hisuian because I don't agree with Hisuian Decidueye. I think they should have just stuck with Alolan Decidueye and not made a new form of it because they couldn't top perfection. And
no, they couldn't.
And yeah, I just love it's my favorite starter too. I just love the thing, and it's shiny. It's just so good.
Yeah, it's shiny's definitely in my top 10.
I haven't hunted it for my shiny decks yet. I did the soft resets for it in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, but it wasn't recorded, so I'm gonna have to do it again.
which is where my story originates, and actually Cyber is doing one for Rowlet as we speak for his Team Yell Shiny Lock.
Oh boy, good luck, Cyber. It's a long hunt.
I know it is, but anyway, here's my story. Very first time I played Ultra Moon,
yeah,
I decided to use Rowlet again because I used Decidueye for my first playthrough of Moon, so that's the one I went with.
Right. Which is the correct choice.
Yes. Actually, no, because I prefer Incineroar.
Nah, no. Decidueye.
Incineroar. But anyway, I decided to soft reset a couple of times because I wanted to see if I can find an adamant or a jolly natured one, because I knew which nature would work best for Decidueye at that time. 3 resets in, it was shiny.
I hate you.
I wasn't even looking.
Awful.
I was not even looking for it, man. I wasn't even looking for it. But hey, here's the kicker. It had an adamant nature.
Oh my gosh.
I literally
that's just perfect.
This is like 3 years before I became a content creator, and I literally used to call it the perfect Rowlet because it was so perfect how I got it. I wasn't planning on it. I still have it in Pokemon Home. I'd have to find it, but I still have it in Pokemon Home. But despite the glorious talks of Decidueye, my favorite shiny is Greninja, which I almost died trying to get.
Yep, I saw that clip. I heard you almost died. I was like, what? And I went and saw it. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I've never choked on water in my entire life, and yep, a water-type frog made me choke.
Yep.
But one of the main reasons this is my favorite shiny is because, one, blacks, reds, grays, and blues are my favorite colors, and this thing comprises all of them. I would have said for a long time that Rayquaza was my favorite because I can't resist the Black Dragon.
Right.
But Gen 6 came along, Greninja came along, and yes, sirree, this is my favorite shiny.
It's a great shiny.
It's the best shiny in my opinion.
Are you also disappointed with Froakie's shiny? I hear people who are like, it's fine. I'm like, no, it's bad. They could have also made it black. Froggedier's fine because I feel like the dark and light on it make it better, but they both should have been black as well.
I genuinely don't care about Froakie and Frogadier shinies. I just wanted to make sure that this badass ninja frog remained awesome. That's all I cared about. And yes, it did. But still, nearly every playthrough I have done in X and Y, I use Greninja because there's no better starter.
Yeah. I was a Finnegan player, but I don't like Delphox. I just really like Finnegan. I like Finnegan, but I don't like how it evolves, so I usually would choose Froakie because I like Greninja better.
Yeah. But yeah, and on top of that, Greninja is actually my second favorite Pokemon of all time now. Used to be my third, but Darkrai's being a bitch.
Oh, that Darkrai.
Yeah, we all know about Darkrai. Darkrai. All right, Beefy. Which Pokemon type is your favorite?
Yeah, that's a hard one. I know that I had to think about like my favorite typing, and I honestly am a huge fan of a lot of typings. I really like almost all of the typings. And I would say nobody says this, so I want to say it. Normal, and mostly because it has nothing to do with the typing. Normal as a typing is kind of dumb, but it's just the Pokemon inside the typing that I like. But I think my actual favorite is probably Ghost, with Normal being a close second.
So you're saying Hisuian Zoroark is one of your favorites?
Oh, I love Hisuian Zoroark. Oh, that's such a cool Pokemon. I didn't use it though. I should have.
I didn't. I was dead center on using.
Yes,
I was dead center on using classic. Aside from the starter, I was dead center on using classic Sinnoh Pokemon for my playthrough. Well, actually, Gardevoir is not Sinnoh, but yeah, you get what I mean.
Right.
So yeah, he actually has like a whole. He has that ultimate spreadsheet of Pokemon on his MacBook.
That's what I use. That's what I used to be like. What's my favorite again?
Yeah, I mean, I've already done this podcast for 4 months, almost 5 months now, so I pretty much know my answers like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
But as you guys know, say it.
Yeah. What's your favorite typing again? It's dark. It's dark.
It's dark. Yeah. Yeah, dark types have always been my bread and butter. I can remember actually, like, when I was playing Pokemon normally, I can remember myself always using a dark type. Like in Sinnoh, I used Weavile. In Black 2, White 2, I believe it was Bisharp. Gen 6, Greninja. Gen 7, I used... Jeez, which one was that? Did I actually use a dark type on my OG Sun team? Huh. I didn't. How did I not do that? Oh yeah, that's because it was Incineroar. I forgot Incineroar.
Oh right.
Yeah, Incineroar.
I keep forgetting that's a dark type. It's literally a fighter. So like, why isn't it? I mean, we don't need another firefighting.
I mean, it's a wrestling heal, so they had to give it either fighting or dark, and the community would have been outraged if it was going to be another firefighting. I mean, quite fair that they give it fighting type moves, but still, I prefer its dark typing. Plus, I also kind of feel like I'm more at home with dark type Pokemon because I've talked about this before. I've been through hell and back, and dark type Pokemon are always misunderstood and always treated like outcasts in the world. So that's kind of like where I go for it, because that's kind of how I feel. I relate with that type of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Dominic? All right. So now we get some more nitty-gritty details. Beefy, what is your favorite Pokemon game? And this can include main series and spin-off.
I'm gonna do an honorable mention because I don't hear a lot of people talking about like spin-off games, and I do enjoy the spin-off. So I really like Pokemon Rumble Wii. That's the only Rumble game that has shinies in it, and that's why I like it, because Rumble Weekend. I love hunting in it just for fun. It's like 8192 odds, but you go through so many Pokemon and you just find them pretty simple.
Huh.
It's a fun game. You just kind of run around on your Wii remote, and yeah, it's just a fun game. But my actual favorite game is Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Good choice.
Technically, Heart Gold. I've never played Soul Silver because how the heck are you supposed to get your hands on one of those? On both, but yeah, it was technically my first main series game that I owned. I just gotten into Pokemon, and I was like, I want to play a game. I don't know which one to play. And I looked up Pokemon games, and I found Heart Gold, and it was actually bootlegged because I didn't know what a bootleg was, and it was $10. I was like, oh, that seems pretty cheap, so I bought it. And it was, yeah.
How bad was it?
It was actually fine. The only problem with it was you couldn't soft reset it. You'd have to close that, or you have to turn off the whole DS to reset. And I did it. The first time I shiny hunted, that's what I did.
Oh my god.
And it was a pain, but I got it and really quickly. So.
You lucky bastard. Yeah, I had both, but I don't remember what happened to them. I wish I kept them. My brother-in-law actually has the OG Heart Gold box with the.
I have the box now. My friend, I had a friend in high school who. He knew that I liked Pokemon, and I don't know, I don't think he knew how valuable it freaking was, because he was just like, hey Aaron, do you want it? I was like, do you want me to pay for it? He's like, nah, you can just have it. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, and he gave me the box too, And I was like, oh, so I have like an actual version of Heart Gold now.
That's similar. So cool. That's similar to the Squid's boxed Black 2 White 2
Oh yeah,
games.
except he didn't open his. Mine was already opened, so.
Yeah, still. Still turn the whole console on and off. Yes, true there, Lisa. True there. We're still turning the console on and off.
No, but I had to like power off the DS. It wasn't like I was going because it wasn't a 3DS. It was just a DS, DS Lite. So like I actually had to turn the system off, which is probably really bad for it. Like I would imagine turning on and off the system over and over again was really bad for it. But I did it anyway, and the DS still works. So
I wish I had kept one of my OG DSs though. I have a 2DS XL and a 2DS, so that's pretty much all I got left. All right, so you already know this, but I derive my favorite Pokemon games between 3 separate categories: the storyline of the game, the overall dex, and then just general overall game, because I can't pinpoint one specific game. So best storyline game of all time is the Gen 5 games, Black 2, White 2. They have the best written storyline of any Pokemon game. They are so mature. They are so they did something that they never did before, and it worked big time. And also, Hugh, best rival of all time.
Oh yeah, I love the
Gladiant's close. Gladiant's close, but Hugh takes the cake. Hugh takes the cake.
I think Gen 5 games are so underrated.
People hate them because it was supposed to be like a soft reboot of the series, but they hate. That's like the main thing why they hate it. But if they actually dove deep into the game and just actually played it, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it might be the game that I have. It's either that or Heart Gold that I have the most time put into a game, probably. Not because I've played it so many times. We can get into why later. Why I've spent so much time on Pokemon White. But my viewers probably know why.
Yeah, I don't. But we'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
But my favorite Pokemon game based on the Dex is Platinum. There's just a whole slew of Pokemon in Platinum that I absolutely love. Spiritomb, Garchomp, Lucario, Drapion, just Darkrai. Just a whole slew of Pokemon in that Dex that I just absolutely love. And I just can't, look back on that game and like, And plus, the game was still great overall. It's just it wasn't my favorite.
Right.
But best overall game, in my opinion, is, like you said, Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
So good. 2
regions, Pokemon following you, Pokeathlon, just a major upgrade between regular Gold and Silver. It's just an amazing game.
I get why people wouldn't like Heart. Like I know people who say like, oh, I don't like Heart Gold, like it's overrated. Like that's fair. I understand. The main reason I love it is because nostalgia, like it being my first main series game to play on the DS and discovering it the first time. Technically, the first game I ever played was White because I borrowed it from a friend, and that's how I got into Pokemon.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but it's not exactly how I got into Pokemon, but the main series, I guess.
Let's see. All right. Now we move on from love to hate. That's one of your favorite segments, right? Love to hate. But anyway, Beefy, what's the one Pokemon that just grinds your gears and you can't stand?
So, like, when I was trying to figure out an answer for this question, like I said, I don't think I hate anything, really, on Pokemon. Like, I love pretty much most stuff. I like the weird Pokemon, so all the Pokemon that people are like, I hate, like Miltank. It's like, I love that Pokemon. It's so funny. But I think my least favorite Pokemon, I went through, I think it's Enamorus.
Enamorus,
the new Pokemon from Gen 8, the new Genie.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like, if they were going to do a third Genie, I don't know why they did... Or, sorry, if they're going to do a fourth Genie, that's what I meant to say. A fourth Genie, I don't know why they would do a weird fairy-type snake thing. I can't tell you what it is because it's so weird. I wouldn't say I hate it, but I don't plan on using it ever, and it looks super weird, so...
I have never used it when going for it.
Yeah.
Never used it.
And its shiny's not that great.
And its Therian form is even weirder.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what is it supposed to be based off of? I don't know.
I have no idea. It's so weird.
Like, so yeah, this is like a weird of Pokemon that you actually can't get behind.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, I don't know. Because, like, I like weird Pokemon, but this one's weird, but it's trying to be serious. Like, Miltank's, like, goofy, and it knows it's goofy. Like it's kind of supposed to be goofy. This is like, oh, this is like a really cool fairy tale. No, it's not. No, it's not. Stop trying to pretend you're cool.
I can agree on that. Besides, I think they should have just stuck with the genies being like the 3 genies. And
yeah,
that's it.
I think that it's fair to do a 4th one because they added new Reggies, and I think the Reggies worked. I think Reggie Drago and Reggie Elecki work really well.
Fun fact: Reggie Drago was my first on-screen shiny.
Hey, nice. I think I did know that. But yeah, I don't know. I think I was fine with adding a new genie. I just don't think fairy type was the way, and I don't think making it into this weird snake heart thingy was the way either.
No. I mean, they did like pure flying, electric flying, and then ground flying. It's just like it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
We gotta hydrate.
Oh. Cheers.
So yeah, my least favorite Pokemon, you know by now.
Oh yeah,
you
know. Okay.
Last podcast, I ripped it a new one.
I looked on Pokemon Center to buy a plush of it, and I was gonna give it to you because it wasn't that expensive, but it was sold out. How is it sold out?
I don't know.
Who buys that?
And if you did, it would have been a nice little charred kitty. And I would have punted it to the moon. I would have punted it to the sun.
Yeah, I couldn't find it, unfortunately.
But yeah, my least favorite Pokemon is Alolan Persian for a variety of reasons. First one, design factor. Absolute butt-ass ugly. Watermelon face, dismal gray coloring, the stupid blue gem, and just overall smug face. It's just... I hate it so much. But then came Nanu. The first thing we had to a Dark-type gym leader before Piers and Marty came along. And yet, long behold, his ace is that stupid cat. I can't express enough that should have never happened. If the battle would have been a lot harder if he had just used Alolan Muck. Right. Because I know Alola has a very, 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 very limited number of dark types, especially brand new ones. The only new dark type that wasn't a regional variant and not an Ultra Beast / Legendary is Incineroar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They were slacking.
Yeah, they were slacking big time on dark types in Gen 7. But anyway, and it just had to be that dumbass cat, and... it just made the battle like way less memorable, and Nanu looks like the guy that doesn't give a damn no matter what, but why would he give a damn about that cat?
Yeah, I like Alolan Muck and Grimer. Those are cool Pokemon. That should have definitely been it.
Those are 2 of my ace players in my Ultra Moon Darklock.
Yeah.
But yeah.
As they should be.
But yeah. The other reason, Trix made me hunt the damn thing. Yeah. Which, by the way, he hasn't been here yet, so he better be here for later on. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Trix paid 100,000 channel points to make me hunt the damn thing, but I showed him and I got in 192.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 4 hours of my life down. 4 hours of my life down the drain, and 100,000 channel points out of his pocket. He said, "Guess what he said? Worth it." Because the whole time I was so pissed off and I was so ornery. It's like, why am I still doing this? But lo and behold, I just had to. They paid for it. I had to commit.
Yeah.
All right, shiny Pokemon time. Which one do you not like the most?
So for my least favorite shinies, in my opinion, I think it's only fair to say if it's your least favorite shiny if you've hunted it. Because there's shinies that I've said that, oh, I don't like that one, it's a bad shiny, and then I got it and I was like, oh, it's not actually that bad now that I have it, or something, or like the memory of it made it better. So my least favorite shiny is Blissey, because it's the only shiny that I hunted and did not notice it, and I almost reset over it. And I think it was mostly because it was in Sword and Shield. I was doing resets for it, and there was fog. So I think the fog probably messed it up, but
Wait,
yeah, I didn't notice it.
You didn't hear it? You didn't hear it either?
Well, I was just... So with resets on Sword and Shield, you don't have to wait for the sparkle. You can just see it and then reset it. And so I saw it, went, I don't think that's shiny. And then clicked the home button and went, I'll let it play. And so I let it play, and then it sparkled, and I was like, oh crap, that's shiny. So yeah, I almost reset over it. It's the only shiny I haven't noticed. I would say Pichu may also be one that I would never notice, but I got that in PLA where they just sparkle out and open. So
yeah, I was about to say something about the Blissey thing. Yeah, like when I was doing reset hunts for like Regice and stuff like that, I made sure that at least the battle scene played out, so that way I didn't miss the sparkles.
I've learned now. Yeah. But it definitely could have looked like Chansey or something and looked really cool. Like, I like Chansey shiny, you know, if it didn't pop up everywhere in Let's Go. But I like the shiny. It's a nice green. I like green shinies. I think people hate on them too much. But I like green shinies, and I think Blissey could have looked really cool with the green coloring.
I got newfound respect for Dragonite shiny.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, pseudo collector in the house. But yeah, my least favorite shiny was introduced in Scarlet and Violet, and you know it already.
Oh yeah.
The Armarouge, Cerulege, and Charcadet line have overtaking Regice as my least favorite shiny. Here's what they should have done. They should have made Charcadet charcoal gray, the entire body charcoal gray, and then when it evolved into either of those two forms, they should have just swapped color schemes.
Yeah.
That's it. If they had just done that, that would have been perfectly fine. You actually made a video on TikTok.
I made shiny predictions.
Yeah, you made shiny predictions on TikTok.
That's what I was about to say.
Regarding Armarouge and Cerulege, and you made amazing designs.
I love doing shiny predictions. Whenever they release, it also gets views. But
yes,
yeah. Whenever a new Pokemon's announced, I didn't do it for the latest one, the little baby. Turtle. I did the Terapagos, but I didn't do the baby turtle yet. I might do it. But whenever a new shiny or a new Pokemon comes out and they haven't revealed the shiny, I like doing shiny predictions for them because it's fun. It kind of helps me like think about like something cool that could happen. And then it also makes me really disappointed when they don't do my favorite. So,
yeah,
I was pretty close with a couple of my predictions. Like Cloths, I got pretty close on.
I don't think I saw the Cloth one.
Yeah.
Fun fact, John, everyone in this community got Cloth before him.
Oh, no.
Including me.
Oh, no.
Actually, I got mine in spite, revenge.
Most of the shinies that I got in Scarlet and Violet, I didn't know what the shinies looked like before finding them.
I see.
Including Cloth, which it took me... I think I went a couple months into the game without being spoiled by all the shinies yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I found a lot of them without being spoiled, and Cloth I found with an outbreak, but it took me forever to find a Cloth outbreak. I couldn't find one for the life of me.
I see. Yeah, I couldn't find one either. But I didn't do. I did a couple of sparkling sandwiches in the area. Got the Cloth.
It also took me forever to beat the game, so I didn't have sandwiches yet.
Speaking of that, were you shocked that the Ed Sheeran song was at the end of the game?
Yes, I really like the Ed Sheeran song. I mean, Ed Sheeran's fine. I like his music.
I thought an instrumental version of the game would have been in the game, but I didn't think it was going to be in the end.
I didn't know that there'd be a literal Ed Sheeran pop song at the end of a Pokemon game in the credits. As soon as that happened, I was like, excuse me? What is going on?
Hey, I actually played it on the stream, and I didn't get copyrighted.
Yeah, same. I was like, well, I think I muted it halfway through because I was like, I'm definitely going to get copyrighted for this.
I played the entire thing, and nothing happened.
I'm sure Pokemon did something so that people wouldn't get...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Blood, thank you for that resub. 21 months, holy fuck, man.
Jeez. I think my longest is probably Supa. I don't know how long. I think it's over 2 years, which is insane for me to think. Ugh.
John's been over 2 years. But anyway, yeah, still, they should have just altered those color schemes. The fact that it just changed the eye color is bullshit. Hi, I'm Shiny Spence. How are you? Yeah, changing my basically if I change the frames on hold on, give me those.
There's red on them now.
Hey, new sunglasses on me. I'm shiny. But yeah, that whole line, they dropped the ball big time. Big time. All right. we were actually talking about this before the podcast began because you were going through your list and trying to figure out which typing you didn't like the least. So which one did you decide on? Which the one you didn't like?
I
the
didn't
least?
tell you because I didn't want to spoil some of the podcast. But yeah,
Yes.
like I said, really bad deciding favorite and least favorite stuff. I've determined that my least favorite, based on the Pokemon that I like in that typing, I almost was shocked because I thought it was Dragon at first. I was like, "There's no way Dragon's my least favorite."
I don't know a single person that don't like Dragon.
But
types.
it was probably second. But Fairy, which I think you can relate to, and it has nothing. Okay, your reasons for hating Fairy are different from mine. It's because mine has nothing to do with the typing itself. It just has to do with like the Pokemon in it. And it's not that I hate all the Pokemon in Fairy typing. There's a few. I mean, there's plenty of Pokemon in Fairy typing that I do like, but I just realized that, and it might be just because it's a small typing category. But there's just it's probably the typing that I have the least amount of Pokemon that I like in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't like Fairy types because for one reason they give Dark types a new weakness.
Right.
And the second one is just that, like you said, there are just some Pokemon that don't need to be Fairy types.
Right.
Like I've always brought up Granbull.
Right.
And Dan, can you agree on that? That Granbull?
Oh yeah, I think Granbull should have been a Dark type. I think it should be a Dark type.
I mean, Snubbull could have passed for a normal type probably,
Sure.
but if it evolved, like I've never actually seen a Pokemon go from one type to another when they fully evolved, so they probably would have been normal Dark. That would have been probably the first Obstagoon, but
yeah.
But yeah, it didn't need, like, there's nothing about Granbull that says, "Hello, I'm a shiny fairy."
Yeah.
There's nothing that says it. Technically, Granbull's not pink, Elisa. He is purple. Or should I say, a very faded purple.
You know, maybe Granbull's just breaking the standards of Fairy types. Maybe we should respect Granbull for breaking those standards.
The only Granbull I respect is the one that tried to bite Meowth's tail off. That's the only Granbull I respect. Otherwise, I think one of those things in the wild maybe cost one of my Pokemon's lives in the Ultra Moon Darklock. I have to go back and watch that, but still. But yeah, yo, Blood, we're doing absolutely amazing, dude. We're doing absolutely amazing. But yeah, but still, guys, we're doing an in-person podcast, so still, guys, you guys gotta at least give hype for this because this wouldn't have been possible without the man Beefy right here. I can't speak English.
It's hard sometimes. It is.
One of my quotes is literally this. Hold on. I got what's it? I think it's quote
I don't think
one.
you're typing.
Oh, I think it's quote one. And I misspelled quote with a W. I'm a streamer. I don't speak English.
That's great.
Yeah, there's a lot of ones in there that are not relatable, but yeah. So yeah, for the first time in Poké Nerds history, 2 people don't like fairy types. Yes. But yeah, Mikey, in-person interview.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't say that I don't like fairy types. It's just probably my least favorite typing.
I mean, I will admit, yeah, based on my experiences, there are 5 fairy types I like.
Right.
I like Gardevoir, I like Alolan Ninetales, I like Grimmsnarl, I like Mimikyu, I like Togekiss. Those 5 are the ones I can stand. I mean, I used Tinkaton in my first playthrough of Scarlet, but after realizing that it kills murder birds, I kind of lost feelings for it because Corviknight's my favorite flying type.
Yeah, I like. There's a good amount of fairy types. I like Tinkaton. I like that one. I like the Tapus. I don't know if it makes sense that they have the fairy types, but I do like the Tapus. They're pretty cool.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah, Sylveon's cool. It's fine, but it's cool. Togekiss, Gardevoir, Azumarill. I really like Mr. Mime.
So does my boy John.
Like I said, I like weird Pokemon.
So does my boy John, and he combined it with Nidoking and Infinite Fusion, and every time I saw it, I was like, oh my god, what have you done to my 10th favorite Pokemon of all time?
No, I stumbled across a TikTok of someone fusing a bunch of things with Miltank, and I was like, I gotta watch this.
I almost watched it, but after I saw the first one, I'm like, no. MJ TV did make one Infinite Fusions video, and he did fuse a few Miltanks, One of them, what he made was absolutely fucking hilarious. Even he laughed, and he hates Miltank.
Yeah, no. Yeah, they weren't good.
Yeah. Have you played it yet, Infinite Fusion?
No, I haven't. Because
you need to, dude. It's so much fun.
I've heard it's really good, but like I said, I'm not like a battler, and I mostly shiny hunt, so...
Dude, just randomize it and make sure you can find legendaries all the time and just clear for the game with a whole bunch of legendaries.
Really good point.
Yeah, you can just clear for the game with a whole bunch of legendary fusions.
I should try it.
It's so much fun. Dude, I have the link if you want it.
Yeah, if you're in my chat, or you're from my chat, you need to remind me to play it, so I'll do it.
You heard the man.
Can you shiny hunt Infinite Fusions?
Technically, yes.
Ooh.
But it's still full odds.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Actually, there's actually a potential for if your Pokemon unfused, they could be shiny afterwards.
Really?
Yeah, my boy Ryan Arakami, he unfused a Pokemon and it was fused with Joltik, and the Joltik popped up shiny after it unfused.
That's like an easy reset method. Just reset over and over again until it's shiny.
And plus, you can actually speed up the game with Q. So
exactly.
So it actually would be a little bit. Yeah, it would be a little bit faster than that. All right, let's see if nitty-gritty details make people hate you or love you. Which Pokemon game do you not like the most?
That's a hard one because I haven't played all the main series games. By the way, I've never played a Gen 3 game, which is annoying because I don't want to play a ROM of it. I want to play an actual copy, and I don't. We don't have any more Game Boys. We had them. We used to have them, and I guess we sold them when we were younger. But yeah, no, we don't have Game Boys anymore. I'd love to play through Emerald. I've heard so many good things about it. I've heard it's one of the best Pokemon games.
Yeah,
so I'd love to play through it at some point. But my least favorite is probably a spin-off, and not because it's a bad game.
Yeah, like I said, it can include main series and spin-off.
It's probably Unite, and it's not because it's a bad game. I actually thought they did it really well. I'm just not a huge MOBA fan. I tried League of Legends a long time ago, and I got into like 5 minutes into the tutorial, and I was like, this isn't for me. It's just not my thing. So I tried to get into Unite. I'm not great at it, and I just was like, I'm done after like a few days of it.
I think I played it for like a week, and I was like, nah, not my forte. Yeah, because I'm not the biggest fan.
But I tried. I tried to get into it.
I'm the same type of guy. I'm not the same type of those types of games. Just typical battle royal games are typically not on my radar. So it's like,
it's a MOBA. I would love to see a Pokemon battle royale though. That'd be interesting.
Even so, it probably wouldn't be my forte because I'm just not really into those types of games.
I mean, they made Pac-Man into a battle royale. They got to be able to make Pokemon into a battle royale.
They did?
Yeah, Pac-Man 99.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a battle royale. It's really fun. I have one of the speedrun. I'm like 3rd place on speedrun.com.
Really?
With one of the things on it. Yeah.
Well, damn.
Maybe 2nd. I don't remember.
Well, good damn.
I can check.
Beefy actually has his what do you call this thing?
MacBook.
He has his MacBook on the desk right now, and he's looking at stuff. Seriously, I have like, what, 20 tabs open on that damn thing?
Don't worry about it.
You're just like my mom.
I'm really bad with it.
Yeah, let's see the mysteries of this MacBook.
Pac-Man. How do you spell it? There it is. Alright, I'm not on the normal one. I need to do that stuff. I think Supa is. Yeah, there's Supa.
Wow.
She's number 6.
Wow.
I'm on score attack. Oh, I got bumped down to 4th. Alright, I'll need to reclaim that then.
Oh, you got
blind time attack, I'm 2nd.
Alright.
That's cool. Like insanely difficult. That took me forever just to even beat, not even to get on there. That's why there's only 3 on here.
Wow.
Blind time attack's really hard. Also, it's a DLC, so it's kind of, you have to pay for it to get those. But this one is normal.
Yeah, I can see that. So, what's my least favorite game?
X and Y. Valid reasons.
Yeah, valid reasons. So yeah, X and Y is my least favorite game because of a few crucial features. The main reason is that it's just way too easy. Like, I can understand, like, I always bring this up. I always understand that they were doing the very first ever 3D Pokemon game, and they weren't trying to overwork the game in a sense. So they couldn't do much with the game, but they didn't have to make it that damn easy.
Yeah, it's way too easy.
Yeah, I mean, and plus Mega Evolution just makes it even easier on top of that. I cleared the whole game without Mega Evolution in my Dark Lock, and I cleared it just fine.
They implemented Megas really poorly, and I wish they did. Like, I know it's a long shot, but I really hope they bring Megas back. Like, whenever they eventually do Gen 6 remakes and, like, Gen 12, I think, is what they do, is, like, double the number.
Who knows?
Because it's, like, 3 was 6, 4 was 8. So next one will be 5 at 10, I think. But
who knows?
Whenever they do Gen 6, I really hope they re-implement Megas well, because they did so poorly in X and Y. Like I know you mention this all the time, but like none of the gym leaders have Megas, which makes no sense.
They could have at least given a Mega to gym leaders 6 through 8.
Right. And I mean, even like the later games that also have the gimmicks, they gym leaders use those things. Like in Gen 8, people Gigantamax. I think every gym leader Dynamaxes or Gigantamaxes
except for Pierce.
Oh really?
Except for Pierce.
Oh, because he didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Marty's did, but Pierce doesn't.
Right. But like, why couldn't that have been Mega Evolution?
I don't know. But another reason is just that, okay, a lot of people love to give Gita beef because they claimed her to be the worst champion of all time. She's not the worst champion of all time. It's Diantha.
Yeah.
Diantha, unlike Gita, is actually... I mean, Diantha, unlike Gita, is not even in her game.
Right.
Like, Gita's in her game. Like, you can see Gita more in Scarlet and Violet than you can Diantha in X and Y. You literally only get... Oh.
Yeah, I got you.
Hold on.
Oh.
Cheers.
Ooh.
Like, you only get 4 types of dialogue from Diantha. When you first meet her in the cafe, then at the train station, and then at the championship. Actually, 5 part things of dialogue, and then at the very end when she gives you the Ralts, that's it.
Yeah.
Gita, she's in her game like tenfold more.
She's in a lot. Yeah. I really enjoyed Scarlet and Violet. I know a lot of people shit on it, but I actually really enjoyed playing through Scarlet and Violet. Gita the Elite Four was awful though. I hated the Elite Four.
I can agree.
It was so easy. Like I went into it, I barely played through the game because like I'd been shiny hunting all the time, and so my Pokemon were pretty over leveled, and so I went into it being like, well, hopefully my Pokemon are still not too over leveled, and I went into it and I just wiped them and. It's so bad.
Yeah, I mean...
But Larry is great. I agree. Larry is...
Yeah, Larry...
I love normal types, so...
I'm blessed. Larry is the most relatable gym leader of all time.
Oh, yeah.
We could say that. We could say that about Larry. But yeah, jeez. Larry, best guy. Yeah, everyone's saying it. What's up, Aneri? But yeah, shit, I lost my train of thought there. But yeah, yeah, unlike Diantha, Gita's in her game, and then on top, like we just discussed, no Elite Four member had at least 5 Pokemon, or
yeah, that's stupid.
Or a Mega Evolution. None, not one. Not even when you rematch them. It's still 4 every time, just for money's sake. It's still 4. I mean, they gave full teams of 6 in Oraz, but not this one. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand.
Disappointing. I see. Like the only thing I do like about, I mean, there are a few things I like about X and Y. Like a lot of the Pokemon in there are cool. I think it's dumb that they didn't give Megas. They only gave Mega to 1 Gen 6 Pokemon, and it was Diancie.
Yeah.
I think they should have given like maybe like a Mega Aegislash or like a Mega. I don't know. They could have done something cool. Megas to the starters. They definitely should have done Megas to the starters. That doesn't make sense. They did.
I think they just wanted to give more spotlight on older Pokemon with Mega Evolution than the newer ones.
But it's like these Pokemon debuts. I don't know how I English, but that's their debut. They should get some like spotlight too. And I get it going back like, but I think they should have done what like Sword and Shield did, where they have Gigantamax for older Pokemon and new Pokemon. I think that makes sense.
And plus, X and Y, I believe, is the one gen that released the least... No, wait. I think it was overtaken by Sun and Moon, but it's the second to last region that created the least amount of new Pokemon.
Right.
That's another reason why I don't like it as much. And on top of that, Like there was another detail I missed. There's another detail that I always brought up with this, and I think it's like a brain fart going on right now. Yeah, but you brought the Greninja. Like I said,
Yeah.
I love Greninja. I love Yveltal. It's just that the games are just so underwhelming.
Yeah.
I mean, and plus, I know a lot of people that give shit on Scarlet and Violet, but they give a lot of shit on Scarlet and Violet because it's an incomplete game.
Right.
If you just actually pay attention to the storyline, and
It's a great story.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't beat Black 2, White 2,
Right.
but
It's up there.
it's close. It's close.
I remember playing through it on stream. I was like, "There's no way they're doing this. Like, that's crazy that they're going into this stuff."
When I first saw the Mabostiff, I almost broke down in tears because
Yeah.
it just reminded me because Dominic was going through so much health stuff at the time, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, this is way too relatable.
Yeah. But I was gonna say the main thing that redeems X and Y is, I think that it was the main growth for shiny hunting. I think that's what like kicked off shiny hunting to be so as big as it is, because it was the first time that they were introducing like a lot of methods, and it's the first time shiny odds were increased to 1 in 4,096 instead of 8,192.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it got more people into shiny hunting, and I think that's very important to think about, especially with like it being the only game with Friend Safari, it being like it has chaining like previous games does. It works a little different, but
yeah.
Hordes were really cool. I loved Hordes. They should bring back Hordes. Hordes were so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it did really good for shiny hunting, but that's pretty much the only reason I would play through the game is just for shiny hunting.
I mean, I got X and Y cartridges, but my Y file's been tainted forever.
Yeah.
By my sister. She used it and played through the game. Her final team was Delphox, Yveltal, Blastoise, and 3 Furfroos.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. Jeez.
I'll have to find that
We
highlight.
should do an only for playthrough.
No.
And each of them just has the different haircuts.
You are in my house. Don't make me hurt you.
Oh gosh.
All right. So, what was your very first ever experience with Pokemon that you can remember?
Okay, a lot of people probably don't know this. I was a pretty sheltered kid. I wasn't allowed to play Pokemon or watch Pokemon when I was younger.
I mean, I was sheltered, but not from Pokemon.
I wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob or anything like that. Yeah, a lot of people are surprised by that.
Who doesn't let their kid watch SpongeBob?
It's got a lot of innuendos and stuff in it. Like
the older ones didn't have that many innuendos.
Yeah, I don't know. It was. I understand looking back now. Like I don't care that I was sheltered. But like I'm an adult now. I can watch whatever. So
exactly.
I've watched a good amount of SpongeBob now that I'm older. But I got into Pokemon. Technically the first memory I have of Pokemon was in elementary school. I wasn't allowed to play it or anything. Kids were playing with like Pokemon cards, showing them off, and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And they kind of explained it a little bit. I didn't get any of the information, but they gave me one of the cards. They're like, "You can hold on to it. You can keep it." I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet." It was a Jigglypuff card. I didn't know what Jigglypuff was. I think the only thing I knew about was Pikachu.
I see.
And so I took it home, and to be honest, I probably lost it. But in my young mind was like, my parents found it in my backpack and they threw it away because it's evil. But like, I'm sure I just lost it because I was a child and I have no idea what I was doing. But my first like experience back, like where I actually was getting into Pokemon, was 2016 Pokemon Go, because I had a nanny, and eventually she wasn't really watching me anymore. She basically just drove me everywhere until I was able to drive. But she got into Pokemon Go because her family was into Pokemon, and she was like, "You should try it," and I was like, "Yeah, okay," and I downloaded it, and I thought it was really fun. I was like, "Whoa, this is so cool." And I reached out to some people who had like actual Pokemon games, and I was like, "I want to try it," and that's where I borrowed White from a friend, and then I eventually got Heart Gold, and that started off my journey. So yeah, Pokemon Go started it all.
Beefy is on the younger side, so that's where that comes into play.
Yeah, I'm a youngin.
You're not that young.
I'm not that young.
Anyway, pop quiz. What was my first experience with Pokemon? You've seen every podcast.
It was the anime with oh shoot, I can only name one. I think it was the Tentacruel. Was that one?
All right, I'll give you it. There's
3 episodes you mentioned. Yeah, that's one of them.
Yes, that was the third one that I mentioned.
Was the Porygon one the other one, or did you just mention that before?
No, it was Shipwrecked and Island of the Giant Pokemon.
Okay. I've only seen of the anime. I've actually gotten into the anime a little bit because I realized it was actually pretty good. I've seen the first season. I watched that like a while back when I first got into Pokemon. I was like, oh, it's on Netflix. I'll watch the first season. And then I've been watching the Journeys series. So that's pretty much all I've seen with the anime.
Yeah, I've seen, as much as I regret to say this, I've seen every episode of the anime pre-Journeys.
Wow.
And
yeah, I want to go through and watch them.
I recommend skipping black and white altogether.
I've heard it's not great.
It's not.
I've also seen some of the movies. But
yeah. It's great how life advice comes from a Pokemon and not a human.
Oh, yeah.
I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are. But anyway, yeah, Mike, I agree with you. The X and Y anime is amazing.
I've heard that it's good, which is funny because X and Y is a bad game. But
X and Y and Diamond and Pearl are the best anime series out there.
I'll look into it because I know they have some free to watch.
Yeah, it's some good stuff. But anyway, yeah, that was my first experience with Pokemon with those 3 episodes, stealing the cassette tape and just watching it. After that, it dove into the card game. I didn't know anything about the cards. I just liked how they looked. Then later on, it jumped into the video games. Like I said, the very first Pokemon game I ever played was Alpha Sapphire. And I didn't actually start it and complete it. It was just, given to me. So I just started knocking out Pokemon and playing it. That's one of the reasons why Swampert's one of my favorites, is because that game had a Swampert as the lead. But yeah, I owe a lot to Gen 2. I owe a lot to Gen 3, and ever since then, it's just kind of like took it off ever since. After that, I played pretty much every single Pokemon game that released. The very first Pokemon game that I started and completed was Leaf Green.
Oh yeah, that's another game that I want to play that I haven't gotten to.
Yeah.
Same reason, Emerald.
Yeah, they're all good games. Like, there's no like, I mean, of course there are bads at the bunch, but those classic games, they're good in their own ways.
Yeah.
All right, next comes one of the newest favorite additions to the stream, or to the podcast, emote elaboration.
Oh yeah.
Beefy,
this is exciting.
Beefy, please post some of your Pokemon emotes that are from your channel, and we'll discuss them in detail, and you can give us like the backstory behind them, or just various other aspects. They'll appear on the emote wall, so just post them whenever you're ready.
I actually recently opened some more slots for emotes that I need to redeem. I was waiting to get paid from Twitch, and I did like a day ago. So I'm gonna work on getting some more emotes in. I already have some ideas, but right now I have 11 emotes. Should I just post them all at once, or do I do one at a time? Or
just post them all at a time, and then we can discuss them further.
All right, we'll go through. I only have one animated. I'm looking at getting another one, but those are all mine.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Okay, so the first one is we'll do my follower emotes first, which would be Beefy T Croc. Unfortunately, you can't put Beefy Croc. You have to put Beefy T because it's the first like 6 letters or whatever. But Beefy T Croc. It's a Lightning McQueen Croc. I actually own those. I love them. They're amazing. I wear them every Friday. No, every Monday. I wear them every Monday to school.
Okay.
And I walk around with those, and I have these lightning socks that I wear. They're amazing. It's amazing. And Crocs is like, because there's a second Croc emote that I have, which is Fuecoco wearing a Croc hat. I love that one. That's one of my favorites. It's my newest one, I think.
I saw that on your watch. I was like, what is that?
Yeah, it's an emote I got. It's just Fuecoco wearing a Croc on its head. Crocs, I only own Crocs at the moment. I need to get actual tennis shoes. But
running shoes. Get some running shoes. They don't make your feet smell like ass.
Noted. But yeah, I only own Crocs. I've always had Crocs. They're always like real nice and comfortable, and I've always liked them. So yeah, this is another one. I just made it an emote one day because I felt like it. It's me wearing a colonial hat. I don't I don't know. I went to some museum and they had dress up stuff, so I put it on.
They don't have. I don't have a me emote yet, like a me emote. So
Yeah.
I gotta take a look at.
That's my only one, and it's a follower. This is another follower emote. It's an egg saying like "oh," but instead of "oh," it's "ew" because I don't like Masuda method, and yeah.
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. I have 2 Pog emotes. One of them's a follower emote. It's this one, which is just a character from PLA.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and I thought that was funny. This is a bit emote, and I'm working on my second bit emote. It will be coming out hopefully soon. But for those who don't know, I've dressed up a few times for some hunts, and this was a hunt that became very, very popular, but it was a horse costume. So this is the emote, and it's me wearing a horse costume, and
I saw the whole thing. It was funny as
yeah. If you want to look at the horse costume, I've done a couple hunts, but you can check it out on YouTube. Mudsdale was one, and Ghastly was also one. So if you want to check out those 2 hunts, I wear a horse costume for those. Unfortunately, I was hunting in Glenwood Tangle, and the horse costume broke on stream.
Ow.
And so we laid it to rest, and yeah, hopefully one day it could make a return, possibly. But as of right now, it's not in the works.
Yeah, I'm just lucky none of my Zale costumes and stuff is broken.
This is my only animated emote. It's Thunderous in the "This is fine" meme.
I had the same thing with I had the same like feeling with Landorus.
That's because Thunderous is my longest hunt, time-wise, not encounter-wise. I recently found Thunderous in December, after a year and 10 months of hunting it as a roaming legendary in Pokemon White.
You crazy bastard!
I started it for Roamer Week in 2021. Nope, 2020, I guess. December. No, it would have been February 2021. And I found it in December of 2022.
Wow.
Yeah, it was rough, and it was over 13,000 encounters, I think. Ouch. I thought it was locked or something. I don't know.
Ouchie.
Yeah. Obviously, my favorite Pokemon, Farfetch'd. It's just him waving his league saying hi. I love that one. Miltank, my mascot. It's basically my profile picture. It actually was an emote first, and I was like, I can make this into a profile picture, so I did.
That's what happened to my logo of the Goon Squad. It was an emote first, and then it became the overall logo of the community.
Yeah. I love Ball Guy, and so I made a Ball Guy heart emote. Kind of out of nowhere. I just think Ball Guy's really funny. That's my character on Pokemon Go. It's just Ball Guy.
I see.
And then my last one is my other Pog emote, which is Basculin. I had to shiny hunt Basculin. I used to have this redemption. I'm going to implement it again eventually. I have to catch up on all of them, though. But I used to have a redemption on channel points for people to choose my next shiny hunt. And someone chose Basculin, of all things. What the heck? It took 6 phases to get. It was ridiculous. So I made an emote for it. I felt like it deserved one. But yeah, those are all my emotes for now. And I'll give you a little hint for the next one. Horse costume is my first bid emote. We're getting a second bid emote of a possible other costume that I have worn. So stay tuned for that.
I think I know what that is.
You probably know what it is, based on context clues from earlier.
And what you showed me earlier.
Mm-hmm.
All right. These are all my Pokemon-themed emotes, not based off of anything else other than Pokemon.
No.
All right.
Jeez.
Most of my emotes. Who made most of your emotes?
I think it's honestly a lot of people. I like to diversify it. All of my follower emotes were made by me.
Okay.
The only emotes that are if I had to pay for an emote to get it, for someone to make it, I make it a sub emote. All of the free emotes are the ones I've made, so I didn't have to pay for them.
Yeah.
Which I think makes sense. But let's see. I use Twitter a lot of times to find some artists. The horse emote was made by Supa's brother.
Okay.
Markers. The beefy is fine emote that was made by Modest for it. Yeah,
we actually Modest is actually the emote artist of Team Yell.
Markers also made the Farfetch'd and the Miltank. I guess I sent out to the creators of the emotes like the request to give them the credit for the emote, and I guess they never accepted it because I told them, I was like, hey, I'm gonna credit you, and they're like, cool, and then they never accepted it.
Some of them did with my emotes, some of them did not.
But so... I have the people. So Cookie Bun Bun Cake is on Twitter. They made one or two. I think they made it. Yeah, they made the Beefy Croc and the Ball Guy one, and then Paltita is another creator who made the Basculin one. So check them out.
Check them out, y'all.
Check them out. They're great.
All right, so the first one I want to talk about is my Zoroark Giggle emote. Basically,
I love that.
It derives directly from Zoroark, the movie Zoroark, but I just had it color changed to shiny. That was made by Sunny. Used to be Sunnyside Seas, but she recently rebranded after being a partner.
Congrats to her, by the way. That's awesome. Yeah,
major paw congrats. Yeah. She got rejected the first time, not the second time. This one was supposed to be a little bit menacing, but it wound up being a little bit too cute. That was made by Video Game Shay. Yeah, that's my band hammer in of sorts. Demon was originally made by a different artist, but I had it redrawn by Video Game Shay. It was one of my OG emotes, but I had it redrawn because I didn't like the way it looked. High and Lurk are, basic, no need for explanation, but, Darkrai lurks in the shadows, so that's why it's Darkrai. High is just...
Isn't that your Lurk command?
Yeah.
Lurk. Yeah, I really like your Lurk command.
Yeah, decided to lurk in Darkrai shadow.
I love that.
But yeah, High, I just wanted to, one of my favorite Pokemon Greninja, so High emote. Those are both made by Sunny.
I love how both of our I guess it's not your favorite, very favorite, but our Highs are both just favorite Pokemon.
These three were made by a Fiverr artist. I don't remember who they are. But Luck is dedicated to Regidrago, because like I said, it was my first on-screen shiny, and I got Shiny Obstagoon Hype and Shiny Obstagoon Rage, because, mascot, had to have a bunch of Obstagoon emotes. These three were made by, actually, these 5 were designed by Kathy.
Oh, heck yeah.
The Grimmsnarl emote is never used. No one uses it, not even me, unless I do this. GG's for the, for the Dust Ball. That was like some random GIF I found, and she just redrew it. Urshifu Flex for, those are bit emotes. The Blush Umbreon is made for Tier 2 subscribers. Pog is for, the Zoroark.
Right.
Always love that one. Oh, wait, she actually did take credit for that one.
Hey.
And that one, too. Yay.
Oh, okay, she finally accepted it.
Yay. Thank you, Kathy. All right, I have Obsta Piers for Tier 3.
That one's cool.
Obstagoon and Piers fused together. That was made by Shay. All right, last one. An all-time favorite of the community. Baby Zigzagoon. Baby Demon biting onto a heart.
That is adorable.
That's literally on the sign back there.
Is it?
Yeah. Look at it.
Where is it?
Home of the Goon Squad. It's in the corners.
I'm gonna go see it.
Go take a look.
Oh, that's adorable.
It's a little pixelated because of the way it etched, but it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was actually made by the Fiverr designer. I don't remember who the hell they are, but it was made by the Fiverr designer. But I got other emotes too, but they aren't based off of a Pokemon or whatnot. I mean, I got two animated cat emotes, Beast on Baby Roll, MVP, Killshot. Killshot's one of my first emotes though, but this was made for when we were doing DAs. I always used to say, "Yo, got the Killshot." But also my more famous ones as of now, Nerd. I literally have a redemption where I literally have to say that for 30 seconds. I do it. It just hurts though. It's not activated right now.
I was about to do it.
During the podcast, only the ask us a question in the hydrator command. And why ain't anybody asking us questions? Hey, God damn it!
Ask questions. I told you guys to get channel points. Ask questions. Do it.
Ask us questions. Damn it! This is your only chance to do it while we're in person. All right. Emote elaboration. All right. So next up is the shared experiences. What are some of the craziest / weirdest / whatever moments? Who's taller? Oh wait, hold on. So, who's taller between us?
I thought you were shorter.
I'm 6'3".
I didn't know that. I'm
Stand
so
up.
much shorter. I feel really short, guys.
So yeah, I'm taller than Beefy.
Yeah.
He thought I wasn't shorter. I'm 6
Well,
foot. Nope.
I didn't think you were short. I just thought you were shorter than you were.
Yeah, like when I'm not hunched over like Quasimodo, I'm 6'3".
Yeah, I got here and I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
I thought he was about my height, to be completely honest, but
No, dude, I'm 6'3" and I'm like 205 pounds. I'm built. We got another hydrate.
Oh, I got you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And I'm out. Are you out too?
Nope.
All right.
I got some before. I refilled.
I refilled too, but I'm still out. I'm just thirsty. I'm just a thirsty guy. But yeah, what are some of the... Just give me some of the craziest either on-screen or off-screen moments you have had with Pokemon. Like I said, as long as you're comfortable sharing it, I want to hear it.
Yeah, so obviously the Thundurus was a huge deal. That was crazy to have my that long of a hunt. I don't know. I never expected it to go that long. I still haven't posted the YouTube video for it yet because I've been waiting for Pokemon Home connectivity to drop.
Yes.
No, apparently it's supposed to be dropping within like the next week or two.
I'd still call bullshit on that.
I don't know. We'll see. I really hope so. But that's my dad. I might answer it because I don't think he knows how to do redemptions. That's my dad. I know
that's your dad.
Yeah.
Hey, Beefy's dad.
But my favorite. I know. Okay, we were talking about this a little bit before the stream, and I didn't want to spoil anything because I wanted to talk about it on the stream. We were talking about 1% hunts.
Yes.
How the Dunsparce is a 1% shiny hunt, or a 1% Pokemon. The 3-segment Dunsparce is a 1% Pokemon that you can shiny hunt. It makes it like 40,960, I think.
All right, hold on. We got actually you got to answer your father regarding your favorite fast food.
Taco Bell. I really like Taco Bell. Although actually, no. You know what? I'm in protest because they took away the quesarito. I don't like Taco Bell anymore, even though I still get it.
What about an emote for it?
An emote for it? Nah. I don't. Well, actually, I did do a whole video about trying every menu on the Taco Bell menu. I did that on YouTube. You guys should go check it out. It's a really fun video. But yeah, I might do that. Who knows? We
also got a question from Mikey. We touched about this earlier, but so we should already know the answer by now. What is our favorite What is our favorite
That's a
Pokemon
bit of a different
type
question.
and Pokemon of that type?
Yeah, of that type instead of just favorite Pokemon.
Well, mine's pretty easy because Obstagoon,
yeah.
Dark type is my favorite and Obstagoon's my favorite. So what about you?
What did I say my favorite type? Ghost?
Yeah, you said Ghost.
Shoot, let me see. I have the thing.
He's looking back up at his chart.
Where's Ghost? Ghost. Where's Ghost? Oh, there it is.
Down there.
Oh, Decidueye, of course. I don't know why I had to think about that.
Decidueye all the way!
Yeah, I love that guy. Anyway, yeah, so there's those 1% hunts, and like, you'd be crazy to go for one, right? But wouldn't it be crazy if you got one on accident? Wouldn't that be crazy?
What did you do?
So I still haven't gotten Galarian, what's it called? Ponyta yet. I've been trying to get that thing a bunch. I've phased on it a few times. However, there's a 1% shiny you can get.
You did it
in the Glenwood Tangle.
You did it.
I was hunting for Galarian Ponyta, and with the broken horse costume, that was the same time so that's also on YouTube. I found a authentic Sinistea shiny. I didn't believe chat because I didn't know really how to check if it was authentic. So I was just like. I was like, oh, I should check if it's authentic. And I asked my chat, I was like, guys, I don't know how to check. Tell me how to do it. And then there was a sticker, and they were like, it's authentic. I was like, y'all are messing with me. Don't do that. Like, I just want to know if it's authentic. Don't mess with me.
You checked the pot?
And I checked the pot, and I was like, no way.
You got a Sinistea by accident.
An authentic Sinistea on accident. It was a phase.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That is the best, worst phase ever.
I know. It's crazy. I need to make that an emote for sure at some point. But...
Yeah, like a WTF moment.
Yeah. Or like a shiny luck emote or something. I don't know. So I mentioned my longest time hunt. I mentioned that really rare shiny. I'm going to mention my longest encounter hunt. Let me get the exact number. I have it. It would be... And I'm really thankful because my previous longest encounter hunt I didn't catch. It was in the Safari Zone, and it ran. However, my now longest shiny hunt was also in the Safari Zone, and I did catch it.
Thank God.
It was Bibarel.
Bibarel?
It was Bibarel.
Really?
Let me find him. Gen 4.
How long were you going after that?
It was only a week, so 13,506 encounters.
A week? 13,000 encounters?
I was hunting over 3 games. So.
You crazy bastard.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna fail it. I was so upset, but I caught it. I love Safari Week. It's come to be one of my favorite shiny hunting events. I love the risk of failing a shiny, because I don't really fail shinies normally. I have before. I failed a shiny Numel when I first started hunting way back when, because it was a horde, and I didn't really know how multi-hit moves worked, and I accidentally used one, and it killed them all, and I was like, oh no!
What did you do?
Yeah, but I guess those are like my special memories.
Safari Week is like the one shiny event that I don't partake in. The one
I don't partake in is the non-catchable week. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that.
No, I don't do that either. I would have partook in Arbor Week, but I guess I kind of heard about it too late, so it's yeah.
I'm always stuck in hunts when those happen.
Yeah, like aside from May the Odds, I normally take part in shiny hunting events that involve charity. That's my new code for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I've actually talked with you privately about why I don't partake in Camp Yoha anymore,
right.
But that's for another day. But anything else you got that you want to share? I mean, you got the floor.
Let me see. Look at my emote. Yeah, I guess I should talk about Basculin, because that got its own emote. Usually, I try to make my new emotes based on specific hunts that have been meaningful throughout my Shiny Dex completion. I'm actually creating a new emote. It's in commission right now, and it's based on a hunt that I'm currently doing. So yeah, that one's coming soon, hopefully. I won't spoil that one either. But Basculin was a hunt that I did. It was a viewer suggestion. It took 6 phases to get. One of the phases was a 50 encounter shiny Gyarados. Not a Magikarp, a Gyarados.
Wow.
50 encounters. It was fishing encounters in Sword and Shield. But that was crazy. Fight Coco, I just made it because of the Croc. And then there's Thundurus. So every other one's not really... I haven't hunted Farfetch'd yet. It's my favorite Pokemon. I haven't hunted it. Although, I have a really fun plan for it. I haven't set it up yet because I'm in the middle of all these other hunts right now. But I'm really excited to set it up. I'm able to set it up. I guess it doesn't matter if I say it. I wasn't going to say it, but for the podcast, I'm going to be doing a Generation 1 Shiny Farfetch'd hunt. Because you can't hunt any Generation 1 Pokemon Shiny except for the interactable ones and the trades. Farfetch'd is a trade in red and blue, and I'm going to be hunting that. So
it isn't locked?
No.
You are crazy.
I figured Farfetch'd is my favorite Pokemon. I needed to do something special for it. And honestly, if I get it in Gen 1, why stop there? Maybe do a Generation Quest.
Oh my.
The only problem with doing a Generation Quest right now is Generation 9 doesn't have Farfetch'd. Every other generation you can put Farfetch'd in it. I think Gen 7, Gen 6, or like you can like transfer them in, but they aren't in it.
Maybe they'll bring the duck back in the DLC.
I hope they do. I really hope they do. Otherwise, I'm gonna be sad I can't do a Generation Quest. But yep, that's my plan. And then that emote will have a memory behind it.
You are insane.
I know.
And I'm not ashamed to say that.
Yeah.
Even though you're right here in my presence. Try that on the real deal.
No. No.
All right. I knew I'd get you with that one. All right, well, you pretty much know most of my craziest moments based off of the previous podcast. I mean, you were looking at my getting certificates when you sat down here. But, yeah, as most of you guys know, I partook in the 151 Shiny Challenge hosted by Nomi and Nerd Out. And to everyone's shock, I found Shiny Dragonite come out of the sky. All I saw was its little green foot, and it tried to fly away from me. I got it, master balled it, participated in 3 world records. Then in Gen 2, I went for the same thing, except I was doing pseudo. I was doing the pseudo thing. Shiny Tyranitar became mine. In Gen 3, I do plan to do both because I have a double hunting layout. I'm going for both Bagon, I'm going for both Salamence, and Metagross.
Heck yeah. Hopefully when Gen 3 comes around, I can also partake. I didn't really know much. I didn't know it was happening for Generation 1. Gen 2, I don't know if I knew. I think I maybe knew it was happening, but didn't know when.
I wasn't in the initial pool of people to invite. I literally got submitted into the event literally the day before.
Yeah.
Literally the day before. Tiny Tina graciously asked me to invite me, and she did. And lo and behold, it paid out big time. You
might be the one who invited me or got me into the
server
now. I'm in the server now, so when Gen 3 does come around, I plan to partake.
I think I did.
Someone invited me. I think it was you.
I think I talked to Nomi, and I think it was our Team Yell mates most of our Team Yell mates that I mentioned. Where is my thing with Nomi here?
I don't know. If Gen 3 comes around, I don't know what I would hunt. I would probably go for Ludicolo or Breloom, Swampert, Camerupt. I don't know, one of those because I like those.
Actually, I recommended Supa, but I didn't. Wow. But then yeah, who was it?
I don't know. I thought it was you. Maybe you just sent me. I don't know. Maybe I was somehow just thrown into it.
That's how I was.
I snuck in.
Okay, but anyway, we got a question now. If you could replay any Pokemon game again for the first time, what would you do? Oh man, that is a great question.
This isn't my answer, but I wish I could play through Scarlet and Violet without taking month breaks in between my playthrough.
Okay.
Because that was a really fun game to just play through. I think my answer, probably either the Gen 5 games or Heart Gold, Soul Silver, just because Heart Gold, Soul Silver, first experience with a full my own Pokemon game. How can you top that? Gen 5 is really good.
I would say White specifically because I don't know if I've shared this on the podcast before, but back when I didn't have access to the internet and I couldn't come up with a strategy, I could not beat Gets High Dragon if my life depended on it. I could not beat that fucking dragon, and for a while it was one of my most hated Pokemon of all time.
Bet you really could have used a Fairy type right then.
What my mind concocted back then was I needed to defeat it with a pure fighting type with potentially sturdy that would not allow it to get KO'd. And there's only one Pokemon in all of Gen 5 that is like that.
A fighting type that has sturdy that could KO.
With a close combat boosted black belt?
Is Throw or Sock one of them? I don't know.
It is Sock.
Oh wow! I didn't know it had sturdy.
That is the sole reason why Sock is my favorite fighting type.
Wow. Really?
Yes, Sock.
Wow, I disagree, but I'm all for it.
Hey, that's the only off Pokemon in my list of favorites that would be why is Sock your favorite Pokemon?
I will say those are weird Pokemon that I'm not a huge fan of.
I mean, yeah, because they're basically remakes of Hitmonlee.
Yeah, I like weird Pokemon, but those ones are.
But still, Sock definitely earned my respect because it freaking did what none of my other teammates could in one hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I could go back and replay that game with my current knowledge, yeah, I wouldn't be constantly losing to that fucking High Dragon. God, that took me. You had to show me that.
I was just looking through them.
Bullshit.
Oh, I should talk about that. I'm gonna mention. So there's a couple hunts that I've done that I've gotten really, really quick, and they weren't full. Oh, actually, one of them was full odds. I mentioned this to him earlier. I got one of my suggested hunts that I got on my stream, which you can do with channel points. Not right now, but I'll bring it back at some point. Was Magnezone. Someone told me to go do Magnezone, and I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. So I found a strong spawn for it in Sword and Shield, and I was setting up the hunt. The first 2 encounters were like setup hunts, so like get in the right place, reset. All right, we have it set up. So my 3rd encounter with it was shiny. It was basically the first of like the hunt though, because I had it set up. So I got it shiny on the 3rd encounter. I freaked out. But one that was crazier than that was no shiny. So that one was with the shiny charm. This one, no shiny charm. I was trying to complete. I know I didn't know the shiny charm because I was trying to complete the decks for the shiny charm, and so I was going around to some strong spawns to shiny hunt, or not shiny, to catch them. And I saved right outside of a champ spawn because I was like, if I don't catch it, I'll just reset and go for it again. I went in for it, failed the first catch, and I was like, all right, I'll reset. Reset, it's shiny. I was like, okay, I really need to make sure I don't fail this one.
Good God.
So 2nd encounter, shiny Machamp full odds.
Wow.
That was crazy. But
I wasn't going for this Pokemon, but I was in my Zeo costume at the time, and I was just trying to find a new target for a shiny hunt in Arceus, and all of a sudden, I'm going through the volcano, and all of a sudden, shiny Alpha Ninetales is right down there, and I had to stay in character while I was doing that. So I was like,
oh my god!
So yeah, you can imagine.
So cool.
Yeah, so you can imagine how hard it was for me to stay in character while doing that.
Yeah.
But speaking of Ninetales, everyone knows at this point my legendary Alolan Vulpix straight hunt, and let's go. Have you seen that reaction?
You know what? I actually don't know if I have.
Hold on.
I feel like I have, but I don't know.
I'm gonna pull up my TikTok, and you can watch it right here.
Perfect. Live reaction to the reaction.
It's my most liked TikTok.
Okay.
Death.
All right, hold on. Let me get this thing up here.
Oh my god, guys! Yeah! Yes! That's it! Yes!
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god!
I was on the Bachelor for 3 months.
Yeah, jeez. I mean, it's not 2 years, but you know, it can't all be 2-year hunters.
Playback. But yeah, I mean, that was one of my greatest like reactions when it came to shiny hunting. But yeah, still, like my favorite, like my all-time favorite moments of 2022 was one of them was that Vulpix and then the Dragonite. But you were actually, like I said, like I told you earlier, Beefy, you are the first person that I've met who has actually come to my channel physically.
Honored.
You're the first person to be, you know, in my apartment. You're the first content creator to be on the Poké Network. But it's not the first time I have met content creators, because I have met half my mod squad and some of my VIPs back in August of last year. And that was the greatest thing that ever happened.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I could have been the greatest thing that ever happened, but it's fine. You know, it's not a competition.
The first time I met Bella, she literally ran up to me and gave me a giant bear hug. And that was also Nate, and he's a bear, like he's a legitimate bear. I thought he was gonna squeeze my ribs off. Oh man, that was fun. That's also where like some of the inside jokes of our community came from, like Monkey.
I know about that one.
That was fun. That was one of the best things ever. Oh my god, Kickin' Chicken came from that. Luigi Wants None of This came from that. I tackled Trix and kinda in Kiba too. I mentioned you before. Yo Zach, what's up, buddy? That's
Zach.
That's one of my one of the recurring viewers.
Ah.
Yeah, Beefy's actually here in my apartment, and we're doing the podcast.
I'm real. I'm here. Whoa.
That confirms it. That confirms it.
I'm not a hologram.
No, he's not.
Watch.
Nice try.
Again, I'm not.
Yeah, you're not gonna get that.
Oh no. Yeah, no.
Oh my god. All right. Now comes the point of the podcast where I like to go about the good old news thread and see if I can find some Pokemon news we can discuss. So I literally just let's see if I can reel this page out. All right. So there's a few news articles here. Ooh,
Chestnut was just in raids.
yeah,
I didn't do it.
I don't give a damn about that thing.
Yeah,
Here's a funny one. Pokemon fan goes viral after mistakenly buying a Snorlax bed.
I want a Snorlax bed that exists.
Apparently, it's let's see. One Pokemon fan shared the hilarious image on social media of their bed just so happening to look exactly like the behemoth-sized Pokemon. If you want to add this Snorlax plush to your collection, premium bundle is about $500 USD, and it's 60 inches by 50 inches tall. And look at that picture. Look at that picture.
Oh my god!
It's literally the size of their bed. Literally, you could fit me on there.
Oh, I want it. I don't want to pay that much for it, but I want it.
Too bad, so sad. Too bad, so sad. Hold on, let me see if I can get this photo on screen so I can show you guys.
Insane.
Yeah, let me see if I can put this photo on screen really quick.
That's so cool, but also, why?
I don't know. I don't care. There we go. Oh,
Yeah.
it's covering Beefy's face.
Oh, okay.
Look at this. Look at that, guys. Look at that. It's literally the size of the bed. Like, the size of the bed frame. Who makes plushies that big? Like, that's crazy. Oh, no, there's Veneri. Now she wants it. We're encouraging risky buyers.
I want it.
Yeah, I know you want it, but you can't afford it. No one can do that.
Oh,
Let's
I
see.
want it.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Do you remember that? Do you remember that story back then of those guys stealing like over $250,000 in Pokemon cards from the new Scarlet and Violet sets?
I think I heard something about it. Yeah.
Apparently, a couple of them got arrested.
Good.
Minnesota police arrest 2 men for nearly pulling off $250K Pokemon card heist.
Jeez.
This is on Fox News.
My goodness.
Yeah. Let's see. Forest Lake, Minnesota. Let's see. Punch-Out Gaming is located in a strip mall and is owned by Eric Johnson and his twin brother Mike Johnson. The store, specialized video game, also carries Pokemon and other here. The space next to Punch-Out Gaming is vacant and was also crucial to how 2 men were able to enter the space and get away with over $250,000 worth of sealed Pokemon card probably back in February 2022. Yeah, this was back when the Scarlet and Violet, I think this back when the Scarlet and Violet TCG release? Jeez, I don't think it's been 3 months. This has to be something else.
I haven't been up to date with the TCG.
I don't think it's been 3 months since the Scarlet and Violet cards came out.
They have been.
It really has?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
It's been out for a minute.
Ah, jeez, what set was it? Ah, like it doesn't say which what set it was.
Yeah.
Ah, jeez, which one was it? Let's see. We came in one morning. The alarms had never been triggered or anything because they ended up breaking into. They were here for about 3 hours. If they have opened the door and with a storage room, blah blah blah. Video of the heist shows a man later identified as alleged suspect Dustin Whitturn crawling into the storage space. When Whitturn noticed a camera pointing in the room, he attempts to put a piece of paper over the lens, but he fails. He is then using tape to put back over the lens.
So smart.
Yeah,
he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, put some gloves on. Put some gloves on, criminal. I'm not gonna encourage criminals to do things they're not supposed to.
I will. You have to.
You donk. But yeah, it looks like they were just they got arrested for stealing all those cards. It's like crazy amounts for that many cards, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see what can we pull up here. Ooh, how about a Suicune tattoo?
Ooh. I don't have any tattoos.
I got dude.
Yeah.
That one hurt like hell.
Oh, I bet. It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I don't think there's anything that I would like that I have in mind that I would want to make a tattoo. So as of right.
Oh,
whoa,
damn!
That's sick.
That is one of the coolest.
All right, I'm gonna get a tattoo. No.
That is one of the coolest freaking tattoos I've ever seen. Hold on, guys. I gotta put this on screen.
My goodness.
That makes what I want to get look like freaking garbage juice. Wow, that might be one of the sickest Pokemon tattoos I've ever seen. Someone actually made an article regarding this tattoo. Whoa, way too big.
Yeah, I like the tattoo, guys.
No,
It's so cool.
way too big. Way too big of a photo. Way too big of a photo.
That's so sick.
Look at this photo,
It
guys.
doesn't look real.
Yeah, like it looks like it's literally like popping off of like a computer screen and whatnot.
That's so cool.
It looked like the detail in Suikun's crest thing. It just looks so real. Ah man, and plus the background in there, it just really makes it look pop. Really makes it pop. I mean, seriously, in terms of like tattoos, like I got 6 tattoos. In terms of tattoos, like this is a very, very well done piece.
Yeah.
Very well done piece. Like seriously, who did this? Who did this tattoo? Who did this tattoo? It doesn't say.
Wow.
Reddit user Heavy Chef 997. I can't find the name of the artist. Who's the name?
And undisclosed, because they knew they would get too popular. Yeah.
Like if I was getting like one of those, like if I was getting like a backdraft tattoo or like some other tattoo that isn't Pokemon related, I would want to have it done by a tattoo artist called Clean Rock 1. He's been featured on like Ink Master and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I do plan to get my first tattoo covered up. I'll show you it after we disassemble from this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll plan on getting that. I plan on getting that Obscure stuff that I showed you earlier there. But yeah, there's not much in terms of the Pokemon news we have to look at this week, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's all right. They just need to drop Pokemon Home compatibility.
They made an article regarding like leaked news regarding Pokemon
Yeah,
Home.
there's leaks saying that it's supposed to release like this month, supposedly in the next week or two, I think. But I don't.
Yeah, we'll definitely see about that. We'll definitely see about that. All right, so now we're at the point of the podcast where I like to give the guest a few moments to give us some. Well, you already given us some insight, but give us some more insight as to like what your goals are regarding streaming going forward, and any like upcoming plans that are going to either like something to look forward to from the Pokemon community itself, and just something in general. Like, give us the inside scoop.
Well, I've already kind of touched on a little bit. I want to reach partner on YouTube. My goal right now is to get to that goal. You have to have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm 800 something. So over the summer, I'm planning on posting a bunch and hopefully getting to 1,000. And then you have to get a bunch of watch time. But I've been streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So that's been getting some public watch hours, and so yeah, that's my main goal as of right now. I also think that growing Team Yell is something I really want to do. We've got some really cool creators in there, and I'd love to start doing some more events. We recently chose some people to become event coordinators. Hi. We chose some event coordinators to help us come up with some events and start planning some more things. And I guess we haven't really publicly announced this yet. We have a year 2 of the Team Yell Shiny Racing Tournament. I'm not going to announce the date, although it is coming up.
Yeah, I kind of gave the Goon Squad the inside scoop, but I didn't like say how many people are involved in this.
Yeah, no, it's not really any worry because I mean I've been talking about it too. But yeah, the Shiny Racing Tournament is happening very, very soon. We have to get it finished up and coordinated, but I'm very excited for that. So be on the lookout for that. There are a lot of people in it. So
trust me when I say this, guys. He gave me the inside scoop of the bracket, and should I just say it again?
Say what again? That there's a lot of people?
No, my opponent.
Oh, I'll let you say your opponent.
My opponent is the rematch of the century for the first round. It's Chloe, the woman who knocked me out of the tournament via 1 egg.
So it was really funny because I'm the one who made the bracket. And last year we randomized the bracket. We got 8 people and we randomized the bracket because there wasn't really anything to base off skill level or... originally I thought maybe we should base it off of like how many shinies the person has or how much experience the person has. But I was like, I'll just randomize it because I found that.
Yeah.
So this year I was like, well, now we have a previous tournament to base it off of. So maybe we can do it by like who won one win and place it there. But that was also really complicated because there was 8 people in last year's, and this year has a lot more than that.
Yes.
So we're not doing that. I randomized it this year. But before I randomized the bracket, I reached out to Spence and I was like, hey, I know that you and Chloe wanted to face each other, and I don't want to risk you guys wanting to face each other and not be able to go on to the second round or something. So if you would like, I can put you guys as opponents in the first round. And it wasn't going to be like a lie or anything. I wasn't going to be like, hey, guys, it's completely randomized, except for them. No, but it literally was completely randomized. I randomized, clicked the randomize button, and they were put together anyway. So it's literally fate. I didn't change around any of the brackets. It's completely randomized.
I looked at everything he showed me. It is true. So, yes, I am facing Chloe in the first round.
Yes, the cybernetic. The brackets are made. I haven't posted them yet because I have a little bit more information. I told him about it too, that I need to send out to you guys. I'm hoping to send it out today, but I need some responses from Sogmonkey first. But I'm hoping to reach out today, and if Sogmonkey doesn't respond, I will reach out anyway. So
I'll see if I can get him on your tail.
Yeah. But that's really excited. It's coming up. I don't know anything else I need to say. I have fun emotes coming up. Ooh, I already told Spence about this too off stream, but I'm working on a really cool stream idea, probably later this month, that I really want to do. So stay tuned, check it out.
Yeah, keep this one on the down low because I think it's a very interesting idea and it's something I have never seen before. So seriously, guys, keep an eye out for his feed.
Just go follow me on Twitch.
Yeah, follow him on Twitch, guys. Get him I saw his follower count. Give him to at least 400 followers, guys. Come on. There's got to be at least a few people in here that have followed Beefy. Go follow him, please. But anyway, my plans are pretty much straightforward. I want to, at least for this month, I want to wrap up the podcast.
Right.
The season. So yeah, guys, I already have, actually, I'm going to say this right now. If everything goes well, the season 1 finale of the Poké Nerds Inc. podcast will premiere Sunday, May 28th. I don't know what time yet, but all I know is the date. And seriously, this guest, even though we got an in-person guest, this guest is also very, very, very special in their own way. So seriously, guys, be there for that podcast too. But otherwise, in terms of like overall goals I got with Twitch, I just want to keep continuing what I'm doing. I mean, I just want to keep sharing my experiences with with Pokemon with everybody because that's one of the main reasons that I started doing this in the first place. Like it's like I made a big old twit thread about this. Like even in Pokemon's slow season, you need to focus more about what you got yourself into this in the first place, and focus more about doing that than focusing about your numbers. Because even though I got my numbers over here, I don't pay attention to that follower number until I'm nearing 100, until the next 100. So I'm not going to, like, I want to try to get to 2,500 by the end of the year, but I'll be happy with 2K.
Yeah. I set goals for myself at the beginning of every year. And that's not to be like, oh, I didn't get my goal, I fell off. No, it's like, it's more of like something to reach for. Because if you don't have something to reach for, you kind of don't know what you're doing. You don't know where you're at. So it's just a nice thing to like, oh, I didn't reach my goal this year. That's okay. I have a more realistic mindset of what I need to try to do next year, or I have something I can improve on next year.
One thing I will say, I wanted to try to get to at least 1,000 followers on Twitter by the end of the year. I've only gained like not even like less than 10 followers in the past 5 months.
I mean, that's just because Twitter is dying.
and I'm not Twitter orientated, so it's like, yeah. I mean, I obviously post when I go live on Twitter. I know it's not my fault, but that's just just my thing. I also want to try to get I really need to get more active on TikTok, whether it's me making my own TikToks or posting clips on TikToks. I also got something to post on TikTok today, but I just didn't get a chance to upload it yet.
I'm really bad about posting on TikTok.
Yeah.
I will say, other than that stream that I want to do at the end of the month, or towards the end of the month, that idea, I also have a few other ideas I've kind of come up with. I want to flesh them out a little bit more, but I'd love to try them this summer. They're more YouTube oriented, so also go subscribe to my YouTube. But yeah, it'll be a not multiplayer. It'll have to do with other streamers as well. And I'm very excited to try and do that because that'll be interesting. I've never done anything like it, and yeah, I can tell you about it later. But
yeah. All right. So, Beefy, first off, I want to thank you so much again for not only appearing on the podcast, but actually driving out to my apartment to actually be here in person.
Of course. Thank you for having me. When I reached out to you about coming in person because I knew you lived in not too far away, and I was like, he's gonna say no. I was like, I don't know. I don't know him very well. He's gonna say no, but I'll say it anyway. I'll throw it out there. And so I messaged you. I was like, if you wanted to, we can do it in person.
I mean, for a guy who barely knew me to wanting to come out this way just to do this, I wasn't gonna say no.
Yeah.
Like if a guest wants to appear in person, I'm not gonna say no.
Right.
But it's very, very rare I get this opportunity to.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna have an in-person podcast again. So this has definitely been that's why I've been telling. That's why I was hinting at you guys to be here for this podcast, because it's an in-person show. I didn't even tell my mods this. No, like, I left my mod. I usually tell my mod squad everything what's going on, but I did not tell them anything about this. So their reactions when you popped in here were genuine, because they didn't know you were here.
Yeah.
Called me rude. So yeah, again, Beefy, thank you so much for appearing. Thank you so much for being on the show. But that's not all we're doing, is it?
I don't think so.
No, I think we should have a little fun. What do you say, buddy?
Maybe I'll stick around a little bit longer.
What do you say, guys? How do you feel